before you go, I thought you was going to talk about in the NFL about the Houston Texans.
Oh, the owner talking about he don't want to. Okay, but somebody else just came out and said the same damn thing.
So it's more than one team.
Yeah, but not indirectly. The dude from Houston was direct with that. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm not. Oh, okay. So same with Seattle. You know, they're shopping Bennett. Mm-hmm. You know, they're trying to, and they said the reason why they're shopping them because they're trying to reduce the noise.
Reduce the noise.
Bennett sat on the bench during the national anthem all season. So they said reduce the noise. That's just their way of saying we don't want to be bothered with any crap that he got to put up with. Houston is saying they don't want to be bothered with anybody that protests the flag. And there's another team who actually came out and said something that I'm really drawn to like. And I'm going to actually go on Bleacher Report and find out what you guys get in.
Say, Earl, what do you think about that then? About the Houston. Let's talk about Houston for that. Why Ace is doing that.
I mean, is it surprising? No, because I think under breath and behind closed doors, all 30 friggin' 2 owners are thinking the same exact thing. All of them not going to come out to say it, but a lot of them are thinking the same thing.
I'm sorry, it was Miami.
Miami. Now, I mean, there's nothing anybody's going to do about it. The commissioner is definitely not going to do anything about it. I mean, the owners can, unfortunately, say whatever they want to say. It's their team, their business. They can kind of say, in essence, what kind of players they don't want to pick. I think is wrong. I mean, but it doesn't surprise me, and you know, doesn't surprise me.
I will say that I agree with you. It's not surprising, but I will say this: you can't get upset if players don't want to come to you now. That's for sure. If you're going out on a limb and say that you don't want people to come because of that, don't get upset when you're trying to recruit players, star players who take offense to this. That's all I'm gonna say about that, because you know you are putting it out there. It's no different from, like you said, it's no different from other teams who may have thought the same way or thinking the same way. But the simple fact that you put it out there, you know, there could be players out there that could have thought about going to Houston as a free agent. They may not think about it now after the fact. So, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, they could or can't, but I'm just saying you're putting something out there now. So don't be afraid. Don't be upset when you're trying to lure free agents and they put that out there as a reason why they don't want to be a part of your team or your organization. So, we'll see how that plays out, because you saying it, there's going to be there may be some consequences to you saying what you said. So whether it's fans or whether it's players that may want to be a part of the organization, may have changed their minds now because of it. So
yeah, I mean, you and I both know, all of us know, that when that protest was going down, the owners hated it. Couldn't say anything about it, but they all hated it because they thought it affected their bottom line and all affected a certain demographic of people not wanting to watch TV. And then it kind of quieted down, and then the president injected more stuff in there, and then now it's all like, oh, well, you're coming at us directly, when he was actually really saying what all you 32 owners thought, but he kind of put your name out there in a bad way. So, you know, I had to kind of kowtow and want to kneel down in solidarity and lock arms. Give me a fucking break. That was all BS. What those guys said at the end of the day is what they all believed and thought. And they hated the protest from day one, before Trump opened up his mouth about it.
Agreed. Now, I was just reading where the owner from Miami is kind of trying to backtrack off his anthem comments because it helps the whole Kaepernick collusion type of thing. Because now, if you're trying to stay away from certain players, Michael Bennett could possibly not get picked up because nobody wants to deal with the noise. Or certain other players may not get picked up because they don't want to deal with any circumstances or repercussions. So then it makes Kaepernick look like a real genius right now for putting in that lawsuit. And then it's going to make the owners look really, really bad. I don't think anything will come of it because I don't think any team, because it's still up to the owner to decide if they want to sign Kaepernick, but I don't think anything will come up of it. But it'll prove Kaepernick's case that, there's collusion.
And somebody probably will sign him to the event to not make that story become a story. So.
Well, definitely be keeping our eyes out for that because if there's 32 teams, that's 3 teams out of 32, so that leaves 29 teams that's mum's the word, but probably agree with the other 3 owners that are coming out and saying that we don't want to be bothered.
But what makes it crazy is because they could have just easily not said anything and let it die down. Not saying that it would have died down completely, but if nobody wasn't saying anything in regards to this now because it's the off season, so nobody's not even talking about it. But yet you open up your mouth now to say what you have to say, and now everything is brought back up, and now it could be even like the consequences could be even worse than what they are.
I agree. So it'll just be interesting. You got 3 owners that came out and said what they're going to say. Will there be a 4th? These owners all stick together. It's the good old boy network in the NFL with the ownership, you know what I mean? So they're going to say what they're going to say.
Sorry, Diddy. You're not going to buy the Carolina Panthers. Sorry. They ain't going
to let you in.
yeah, they ain't going to let you in. They don't
want no chicken and waffles and no Ciroc sitting at their tables during NFL owners meetings.
He can come with a package over the asking price, and they'll still be like, nah.
Better focus on the XFL.
True. And make it a better product than the NFL. Why not?
No. Because the man thinks the same way those 3 other points. He's vocal about it.
Same thought.
And he said it.
That's true.
Start your own league. That's the best way to do it. Start your own league. You get the players. You can recruit players that come and start and play for your league. Diddy, I'm talking to you. Start your own league. Don't try to get into a league that won't want you there. Start your own.
Ask Ice Cube with his big 3.
Exactly.
It's definitely took it on.